Okay, so today in Eastern Daylight Time is the eve of the launch of the Nintendo Switch, and yeah, I was supposed to stream about 4.5 hours ago, but I'm really jet lagged. So, as a final send off to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, we are going to let's see if it's dropping any frames. I mean, OBS is dropping frames, but we'll use this combo one last time. We have 150. We'll use Frantic Hard. We're going to choose the tracks this time. Now, I was going to go Sensoji this time, but unfortunately, I was constrained by weather and stuff because the rainy season. Part of my trip overlapped with the beginning of rainy season, and once June kicks in Japan, it's like boom, it's humid right away, so I don't think I'm going to go back to Japan for 1 or 2 more years because this trip was probably the most expensive one, even with the currency dynamics. But I do like to talk about how Japanese efficiency is somewhat of a myth lately because I see too much content on Instagram and YouTube saying how efficient Japan is, but in reality, spending just 2 weeks there this year opened me up to what Japan really is. While like in first grade, which was around 2007 2008, I developed this sleeping habit where I woke up before sunrise and went to sleep early. But when but this carried over when I started visiting Japan because I get to see what the trains were really like in the mornings. There's just a ton of people going to work, and there's a ton of people going to work, but but there was also they were all sleeping and stuff, and I just happened to be the most relaxed person on the train in the morning, so yeah. Plus, there's a lot of things about people might on Instagram might gloss about the clean streets, they say, but compared to like 8 years ago, there's more trash on the streets than there is. There were less trash on the streets 8 years ago than there are now. So, also, if you're wondering why I wasn't streaming in Akihabara, this is why. You're not allowed to stream in Akihabara anymore, as per Chiyoda City law. So, this is a picture I actually took in Akihabara. And I probably won't be using Instagram as much as before because, we also want to talk about, something else. We're gonna go play Paris Promenade because I heard that the Champions League final over in Europe, the aftermath of the Champions League in Europe was actually pretty chaotic from what I've heard. It was just, I don't know how to describe it in words without YouTube punishing me, so you could just look up PSG victory unrest on YouTube, and you can get the full picture that way. And speaking of which, the Eiffel Tower was actually the Tokyo Tower was the Eiffel Tower dupe that we didn't really need, but we think we didn't need, but now we do need it because when the Tokyo Tower was first built in the 1950s, it was what is it? It was meant to be a symbol of post-war hope. But now it's one of the greatest landmarks in Tokyo. In fact, I tried filming a view of a Eureka Mome train, like going across, going in front of the Tokyo Skytree, like on Instagram. But it was raining. The front seats were first come, first served, and there were a lot of people. It was also like, I also had to stay indoors for as long as possible, no matter what, because, well, actually unsheltered. I mean, because, well, I had to become, because in Japan there's a lot of train stations that connect to other train stations, which is pretty nice because you don't have to walk outside to make a transfer in many cases. But another thing was I was also observant because there's a lot of myths about Japan being efficient, as I said earlier, but in reality they are like, let's start with checking in oversized, odd size, or extra bags. In at Newark Airport, if you have an oversized bag and you place it on a scale, yes, they will charge you money, but at least they have credit card readers that you can just tap with your card, phone, or Apple Watch. You pay the extra bag, the overweight fee, and off you go to the gate, to security, and check, and then your gate. But at Haneda Airport, which is supposedly the second best airport in the world compared, according to Skytrax, they made it a bureaucratic nightmare. They weigh your bags, and after you pay for the bags, you still have to wait for a supervisor to print out a document saying it was oversized or something. It was just a headache, honestly. And another thing that I was pretty disappointed about was I'm just very tired, honestly, because let's just do the Rainbow Roads, the DLC Rainbow Roads, since the new Rainbow Road, from what I've heard, was actually pretty mediocre. Oh yeah, but regarding my Switch 2 pre-order, it's going to come hopefully tomorrow by 10 p.m. Eastern. I might do my first Nintendo Switch 2 stream around June 6th or the 7th, depending on what I decide to do with my Switch 2. If I want to transfer data, or if I want to also got some good views of Mount Fuji too, by the way. Yeah, I gotta mute my mic because someone just... Yeah, so, I think that's it for today's stream. Had a lot to talk about, but too little time to talk about everything, so, um, yeah, that's my final stream for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe for the time being, so, I'll see you in a few days, and I'll see you then.